Hello and welcome in our YouTube channel Metallurgical Facts. We are doing previous year paper solutions of WISEG RNN Management Trainee, and we are doing 2017 paper. So this is part 6 of this video series. Before this we have given 5 parts. To watch those 5 parts, go through our playlist WISEG RNN Management Trainee and watch those videos. Okay, so we are doing on metallurgical engineering part. So in this video we will see the questions now. Question of this video is, as compared to engineering stress strain curve, the true stress strain curve is okay. So they are asking about that. If we will draw the engineering stress strain curve and we will draw the true stress strain curve and we will superimpose those things, so what will the nature of the those curve by comparison, okay, by the comparison. Okay, so suppose if we are trying to draw both the curve on one scale, so this is the strain scale and this is the stress. Okay, so suppose if we are drawing engineering stress strain curve, we get like this. And on the same thing, on the same pattern, if we are trying to draw true stress strain curve, so we will get curve like that. Okay, so this is the UTS, if we will compare for both part, and this is the curve for true stress strain, and this is curve for engineering stress and strain diagram. Okay, so in this, from this figure we can identify that this true stress strain curve is slightly above from the engineering stress strain curve. Okay, and also we can say that this is the left part and this is the right part, so we can say that this is something left from this engineering stress strain curve. Okay, so we can have idea about these curves by observation only. Okay, so the question, as a compared to the engineering stress strain curve, the true stress strain curve is above and left of the curve. Okay, so A part is correct for this question. B is below and to the right, so that is wrong. Crosses the engineering curve, so this is also wrong. Parallel to the engineering curve, so this is also wrong. So the correct answer is above and to the left of the curve. So this question was also asked in one of the previous year paper of GATE, that is maybe GATE 14 or GATE 13. Okay, so you can confirm that thing from. So this is very important question. We have to keep in its mind while preparing. Okay, the next question is numerical. The resistivity of pure copper at room temperature is given. The resistivity of copper and 4% nickel alloy at room temperature is 7 into 10 power minus 8 ohm meter. That is also given. Estimate the resistivity due to the impurity scattering by 1%. Okay, so this is they are saying they have given the value that is for 4% nickel and they are asking for 1%. Okay, so how we will calculate the resistivity without alloying? So that will be 0 Kelvin to room temperature, that will be equals to 1.8 multiplied by 10 to the power 9 ohm meter. Okay, and the resistivity after the alloying is also equals to we know 7 multiplied by 10 power minus 8 ohm meter. And how we can calculate the resistivity due to impurity scattering. Okay, so I am telling you how we can calculate the resistivity due to the impurity scattering. That is, we have to subtract this value from this after alloying. Okay, so this after alloying of 4%, we have the value that is 7 into 10 power minus 8, and 1.8 into 10 power minus 9 is at room temperature without alloying, and the alloying is done for 4%. That's why we will take 1 by 4, that is by 4 we will divide by 4 for taking 1% of nickel, because this value is given for 4% and we have to identify for 1% only. Okay, so from here we can find the answer, that is 1.3 multiplied by 10 to the power 8. Okay, so in options they have written that 1.3. Okay, and this is 1.10 power minus 10 power minus 8 ohm meters. That is, they are telling that on the order of that the answer. So this 1.3 is correct. Okay, so 1.3 into 10 to the power minus 8 ohm meter is correct answer for this numerical question. Next is the linear combination of Maxwell and White Kelvin element is known as. So in spring and dashpot system, we already discussed about these things in previous video in question number 41. Okay, so in part 5 of question 41, you can see what I have told you about Maxwell and White Kelvin element. Okay, so this is basically the linear combination of Maxwell and White Kelvin basically consists of four parameter model. Okay, so this is known as four parameter model. Why? Because we need four parameters to justify this system. Okay, so four parameters, that is two values of viscosities and other two is shear modulus. Okay, so these are the four parameters which is needed to describe the exact behavior of the material. So this is two for viscosity and two for shear modulus. So the linear combination of Maxwell and White Kelvin element is basically four parameter model. Okay, so this question is directly asked from the RAG 1, and this is the concept. This is the concept behind four parameter, that is we require two viscosity value and two shear modulus for justifying the system. The next question is, the resolved shear stress for plastic deformation to start in an iron crystal is mu is equals to shear modulus. So they have given that this mu means shear modulus, and in some books you will find that the G is the term that is used for shear modulus, for representing shear modulus. Okay, so that is terminology problem of different books. Don't worry about these things. And this is the way, basically this resolved shear stress I have already discussed in previous video, so I'm not going to discuss these things again. And this resolved shear stress is this resolved shear stress for plastic deformation to start in the iron crystal is, here they are asking the experimental data or the theoretical data for this question. Okay, so mu by 4700 is correct answer for this question. This question is also taken from the RAG 1 book. Okay, so this is the correct answer. Next question is, if gamma, this is gamma is Young's modulus and nu and mu represents Poisson ratio and shear modulus, then correct relation between them. Okay, so I am writing here two correct relations, that is mu is equals to gamma by 2 bracket 1 by nu. Nu is basically Poisson's ratio. Okay, so this is one term, and the other term, that is bulk modulus, that may also we can relate through this Young's modulus and Poisson's ratio. Okay, so this is 3 1 minus 2 nu. So these are the two terms that is very important. Okay, so you must remember these things for exam purpose. Okay, so here in this question they are asking about the correct relation between gamma is Young's modulus, and nu and mu represents Poisson's ratio and shear modulus. Okay, so the correct relation is mu is equals to gamma by 2 1 plus nu. So from here we can see that option A is correct. Okay, so B is wrong because in this part they have not mentioned 2, and C is also wrong because mu is equals to gamma by 2 plus 1 by nu square, and D is also wrong. Okay, so A is correct answer for this question. So the next question is, an ion exchange method of strengthening will be effective for sodium silicate glass if it is dipped into. Okay, so this ion exchange method is basically done for introducing compressive stresses. Okay, compressive stresses into the silicate glasses. Okay, so what happens in this process if we do the ion exchange by larger atom, that is larger cation value. Suppose in this silicate, sodium silicate, we have Na plus ion. So if we will replace this by larger cations, so that will introduce the compressive stresses during ion exchange process, and that will strengthen the that silicate glass. Okay, so in this question is very clear that we can replace this Na plus ions by the larger cations, and in this, from these options we can observe that this KNO3 have the K plus ions, which is larger cations than this Na plus. Okay, so this is C is correct answer for this question. Okay, thank you guys for your attention. Hope you guys have learned something new in this video. We will try to add rest of the parts as soon as possible before RINL 2020 exam, and subscribe our channel and press bell icon to get notification for upcoming videos. Thank you.